your character.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video, and I will be reacting to Assassin's Creed Shadows extended gameplay, Ubisoft Forward 2024. I know it's old. I know it's been a while. This came out a while ago. I know it's gonna be a lot of videos that came out a while ago that I'll be reacting to. So I know, but I wanted to look at this because I haven't seen it yet. Because I was planning on doing a reaction to it, and I'm not even gonna talk about the discourse about it. We already know. Like, if you're watching this, you probably already know. Especially if you're on Twitter, about the controversy dealing with the game. Not gonna talk about that. I'm only gonna look at how the game looks, how the game plays, important shit. None of that other shit. Let's just stick to gameplay stuff. Alright, that's what this is. Alright, so anyway. There might be a few jokes here and there, but I'm not going to dwell on it. But I'm just saying, I might say some jokes about the controversy. But, you know, it's in the past. That's why I'm not dwelling on it now, even though people are still talking about it on Twitter. But still, I don't want to feed into that, even in a satirical way. But anyway, here we go. Yusuke,
Peace
or
and
Yasuke,
war,
however you want to say it.
benevolence and cruelty. I tread my own path in this divided land.
You kind of sound like the guy who did the voice in that anime on Netflix, kind of. I don't know if that was the same person.
Fukuyama. At last.
He might be trying to sound like that character, or like that guy. Oh, this looks
The
nice.
fields are busy. The big harvest requires many hands.
I don't want to pause it because OBS is acting stupid. Kind of reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima, which I know people will draw comparisons to because it's a samurai game. I also know that his character is not really the assassin. He's more the brute in this because he's a samurai. The female Japanese character is really the assassin. Well, I guess she does more like the stealth. What are those dogs called? I've seen those dogs. Kobu or something? I don't know. Oh, come on.
Well, you are a friendly beast.
How can you
are
hate
not?
this game now? You can pet dogs. Come on.
Samurai sir, this way, I beg you. Hurry sir, please.
Right behind you, little one.
Oh Baba, I brought someone.
I did see someone, they was talking about this and they was like, oh, why are they speaking English? I was like, didn't they speak English in Ghost of Tsushima? Because a lot of people draw comparisons to that, of course.
A samurai, one that does not hail from these lands.
But
I am a
like,
stranger, yes. But you
I
have
was like,
nothing to fear
what
from me.
difference like does that
I
make?
have enough to fear from the men of Fukuyama. They abuse their power.
Maybe you can switch to
Again
Japanese.
and again.
They always bring the
Leaving us
immersion.
only scraps. I bet they are in the market now, along the main road. A stranger might make good merit, ridding a village of a threat like these men.
Is that so? Then I shall see it done. For this life, if not the next.
He doesn't really seem gigantic to me. Like I saw some people trying to say like, oh, he's like 6'8" or something like. Cause wasn't the actual guy like? I mean, he was above average height for the time, especially in Japan. I think he was like what, 5'9", 5'10" or something.
Here.
And then the average height was like 5 foot. So I guess he looked giant compared to everybody else. But he doesn't seem like. I mean, he's wide, you know. But that actually makes sense. I mean, he did a lot of physical labor. He was a slave. So. He's
Such
kind of
beauty,
built.
shadowed by suffering.
I heard people was like,
happening here?
how was he supposed to be stealthy before they came out with he's not really the stealthy one. I was like clearly you didn't play 3. Like Connor was a stealthy. The Connor was like in your face, unapologetic. Like I'll beat your ass. Damn. Like just knocked off. Okay, that's cool. You gotta have multiple multiple opponent takedown. I love that in 3 when they had multiple opponent takedowns. I think the most was 3 opponents at once.
Make your peace.
Oh, okay. I did not expect that.
They were going to kill me. Thank you. There's another. Up the road toward the castle.
It seems cool so
Samurai
far.
named Fujioka.
Definitely
Protector
like
turned persecutor.
an Assassin's
Greed
Creed
cannot
game.
rule this village. Not while I have breath in my lungs and a blade in my hand.
Okay, this is what people was talking about. Some people talking about like why it sound like a hip hop beat
I'll wash away his
in the
failure
music.
with your blood.
But I mean, have you not seen Samurai Champloo? Where like other countless other Japanese properties where they had like hip hop influenced music.
Who do you think you are?
For the people, I am justice.
I do wish it was more like with the sword. Some of the hits, it doesn't seem like it's impactful, which is a thing that Assassin's Creed over the years I've seen where they attacks don't seem like they have much impact. There she is. It's funny, almost no one is talking about her.
I was going to handle that.
Too slow. What did you find?
The samurai has been stealing from the villagers. He has been starving the people here for some time.
So now we know who he worked for.
The daimyo in Fukuyama Castle.
We should go.
Not before we send our allies to look for him. He'll be difficult to find.
I mean, this is very reminiscent of Syndicate, where you had what were their
Daniel.
names?
He's there.
Were they Friar? That their last name? I can't remember.
Ooh,
But the
take
twins,
lead.
where you had the guy was
We
more
can sneak in.
of brute
Won't
with the
just
brute
through the front
force,
gate.
and the woman was more stealthy. They literally had
It's almost dark.
like where she could wear
No
like a
one will see
cape,
me coming.
and if you stood still
No
for
one
more than
stand a
like 3
chance.
seconds, she would go invisible.
But be careful in there.
Don't worry. I won't be alone. It'll be me and the shadows.
But the shadows is
In
like
the shadows.
broad daylight.
To serve the light.
I'll go straight for
Oh,
the
she
diner.
waited tonight.
When fighting a snake, why wrestle the body when you can slice off the head?
Okay, now they're doing the stealth part. Who owns the rights to Tenchu? Why haven't we had a remake of it? Like, I know the last, 2 games of that franchise didn't do well. But, like, come on. Sure, we should have been had a Tenchu remake. Or something. A remaster.
You're mine now, Snake.
Especially how popular that was back in the day.
Who did that?
Oh, that's interesting. They actually react to you destroying like lights and stuff, or lanterns. Some games don't even have the person react to it. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Like the rope, like the way she used that. I guess that's like a grappling hook.
You dig himself a trench with those nightly footsteps. That's a grave.
A grave, huh?
But this is definitely like they playing style is actually completely opposite. Because I know, like I said, Syndicate, you can like the male character is very much the kind of brute, but you can still be stealthy. But it seems like in this, if you choose, Yasuke, you choosing brute force. There's no real stealth element. It's just going in, guns blazing or swords slicing, I guess. But with her, you can be more stealthy. I'm sure that if you get spotted, it turns into a much more action-oriented sequence, but that might be at a disadvantage to her.
I need to hide.
Like, she may not be as good in brute force situations as him. I'm sure you can upgrade your characters. Like, you might be able to upgrade her to the point where she's more like, sure, energy is like her level is higher, where she take more damage or deal more damage. So if you do get spotted in those situations where you just well, now I just gotta fight. It's not like, you gotta run away and hide and wait for the enemies to go back into
Fujioka must have been the samurai Yasuke took out. Good riddance.
I guess unaware mode.
A daimyo like that deserves a slower death than the one I'm about to give him.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know about this voice actor. She's, seems kind of like her. It kind of sounds like she's reading off something. Okay, now we get to see the combat. Oh, she got that, I forget what it's called. Ain't that like little thing? Oh yeah, she got the sickle thing. I don't know.
I've shed all the blood I need. Time to go.
I killed the no people sound. I'm sure they can shoot at her with bow and arrows. I actually kind of hope they don't do like a romance thing. Like, they get into some type of like, because it's a man and a woman. It's like, we got a romance here. I hope it's just like, hey, we helping each other. Because I kind of, it's getting like an old trope where it's, it's a man and woman here. They have to be a love interest.
You being allies then.
curious to how this ending's gonna happen because of course, we don't really know what happened to Sasuke after what Nobunaga died. Some people like, oh, he got sold back into slavery. Some people like he died. Because we don't really know what happened to him. So I mean, I guess that's why they're using this character. So because he's his origins is kind of ambiguous. Like you don't really know what happened. So because I mean, of course, all these Assassin's Creeds, they all are like fictional characters. Obviously, they're fictional characters interacting with real life historical figures. But now they got an actual person who actually existed as one of the protagonists. So I'm curious if, like, when you get to the ending, something's gonna like happen to him where either he dies or they just show him sailing off to the land of the elves or some shit. And the girl is she gets her I don't know, her honor back or whatever her motivation is, like, unless the ending is like very dark and they both die or something. Like I said, we don't know about his ending, and the woman is a 100% fictional character as far as I know. I haven't seen, from what I've read, I haven't seen anything about her. Did I stop it? Why did I stop? OBS is acting stupid. I might have to just start doing this on my laptop. Okay. The focus is going out. Anyway. But that looked good. I mean, the combat looked good. I mean, it looked very Assassin's Creed-esque. I will say the impact of the blows didn't seem like impactful enough, but that's also a thing that has been in Assassin's Creed pretty much since the beginning to me, that they don't seem like they it's not like for instance like Mad Max, that video game where you play that, it seems like you almost feel like the blows in that, they feel impactful. Like Assassin's Creed has never really felt all that impactful to me. Some more than others, but overall, like, not so much. Like when he was using that I forget what that like that big blunt I guess like the club he was using, I forget what it's called, but like that seemed that I would say that seemed more impactful, maybe, except for like one when he hit that guy, he kind of flew back, but it almost like he hit like something that was weightless. But I mean, like I said, Assassin's Creed is kind of a staple with them, so it's not really that big a deal. It's not like it's something like, oh, and all these other ones, it was different, but now this one it's not, so it's not really that big a deal. And then especially with the sword seemed even less impactful. But I will say, I hate comparing it because that's the first thing people start comparing this to, Ghost of Tsushima, but it's hard not to. It makes more sense to compare this to Ghost of Tsushima than The Last of Us Part 2. Like, let's compare those because they came out at the same time, or close to the same time. But I haven't played that game yet, but the attacks feel more impactful in at least watching it than this. Like as far as like the like I said, the impact of the attacks. But pretty much other than that, it looks nice. I like the option to choose because I remember playing Syndicate, and I like the brute force of the guy character. I keep forgetting those characters' names, but and I was pretty much forced to play with his sister until I think her name was Evie, I want to say, or Eve, I can't remember. But when I played as her, because I finally was okay, I have to play as her now because it's a certain mission that you have to play as her. I was like, she is a much better character to play as than him. Like, I had way more fun playing with her. Like, even when you do those like street fights where you go in there and you do like the tournaments, and you fighting people like in a ring. Like, I had much more fun. I mean, even though they get pretty much both the same, some of the attacks are different, obviously, because the guy's attacks are much more brute force and shows more like, I guess, physical strength than the woman's. Hers are more like finesse, more technique, I guess you could say, involved in his. But yeah, playing as her was much, and then of course with the whole, like I said, when you have the little cape on, and if you like sit still for like 3 seconds, I think it was like 3 seconds, you would go completely invisible, and the only way they would see you is if they bumped into you, which I was like, that was great. But I know when I played with the guy, I was much more just brute force, just run through, just killing. I mean, still stealthily, obviously, but just running, just stabbing everybody. But with her, I would try to sneak up on people, kill her. I don't know why, even though you could do the same thing with her as with him. But in that game, it was like you could pretty much do both, but in this, it seems more like, okay, one is brute force. So if you choose brute force, you're going to get a completely different play style than with the woman. I mean, yes, of course, if you get spotted, you're going to have to fight. But like I said, she might be at more of a disadvantage than Yusuke in dealing with, in fighting, head to head, So, which makes perfect sense. So, like, you can beat these people, but it's gonna be much more difficult because you dealing with a stealth character, now fighting brute force, especially with samurais. Like, oh, you a ninja, you're supposed to rely on concealment and ambushes and stuff like that. But now you got to fight head to head. Even though I know, like in history, a lot of, I guess, shinobi were former samurai, so it's not like they couldn't fight them. But this looks interesting. It looks cool. I like the effects, the graphics. It looks fine. Like I said, the only thing was her. Well, her. I don't know if the way she was reading or what the voice actors kind of sounded like she was reading. Like, yeah, it sounded like she was a human being talking. Like she was reading. Hers. But then, that's whatever. And then, like I said, the combat looked good. Just the impact of those blows didn't look as impactful. But pretty much everything looked fine to me. So I guess we have to wait and see. I can't wait to see. I'm gonna say this one thing. I know what's gonna happen. I know the game, whether it's good or bad, it's gonna get review bomb. I already know it. So I've already seen people talk about it. Talking about they can't, like, as soon as before this gameplay even came out, I can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima to come out to blow this. Ghost of Tsushima 2 to come out and blow this out of the water. I'm like, and what was that other? It's another samurai game that came out recently. I'm like, you got all these samurai games, which is actually kind of bad for Assassin's Creed. I'm like, you had all this time. People been asking for a samurai game for years, for an Assassin's Creed taking place in Japan, and you finally do it when you have one of the best samurai games. You do it after one of the best samurai games comes out, knowing that it's going to be compared to. That's why I feel like, I don't know how far along in the process they were in developing this before Ghost of Tsushima came out. I almost feel like they went with Sasuke's character, or that time period, so they can have that character because of Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know, they probably already thinking that, cause they're like, or you can take a handful of dimes and throw them outside and just hit a bunch of samurai games with Japanese protagonists in it. So it's like, let's separate ourselves from the bunch and do something different. And then of course they said, well, the character still has to interact with like actual people from the time period that you're placing there, because that's what Assassin's Creed does. They have a fictional character interacting with actual people from that time period. But they're like, well, we can use Sasuke instead of having him some character you just randomly interact with. You can have him as a protagonist, like I said, to separate yourself from the rest of those games that's been coming out with, and taking place with like a samurai protagonist that, cause of course you get, was it Neo, where he's a white guy, but of course I don't think anyone said anything about that. I don't remember hearing anything about any negativity towards like, why is this a white guy, but I think, unless they've come out already and said that had nothing to do with it, it was just trying to do something different. I think they did that. I hear like a ringing. What the fuck is that? But I think they did that with on purpose to set themselves apart. It's not some woke thing or DI or something. They just like, hey, how can we separate ourselves from all these other games that have come out recently with samurai in the feudal age, or have a samurai protagonist? How do we separate ourselves? Especially Assassin's Creed. People have been talking shit about Assassin's Creed for years, about pretty much making the exact same game over and over and over and over and over. Like, with very, very few changes, but it's just, oh, well, it's more collectibles, or the map is bigger. So, like, I was basically just saying, it's more bullshit to collect. And now it takes me longer to get from point A to point B. That's all you doing, in a lot of retrospect. But I know, like, they made recently Mirage came out, and a lot of people said that's kind of a return to form. Like, it's very close to the original one. But then I saw people say, well, if that game had come out, probably like around, like after Black Flag or something, like right after Black Flag, maybe it'd been received better. I mean, people I saw play as it was actually fine, fun game, but it trying to capture, I guess, that magic of the first game. I guess people are like, oh, well, I mean, it's pretty much the same game, just updated, and they're like, it's fine, but it's like, a lot of people are just not doing anything new, I guess. But guess we'll see. I bought that recently too, but I still gotta play. I don't have the original, but I got 2, so Well, I think I have the original Assassin's Creed, but it's on PlayStation 3. And I'm not about to buy a fucking PlayStation 3 just to play that. But I got pretty much all the other ones. So I might eventually like either record them or stream them and record them someday. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed my reaction one. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe when you're here. Hit that bell if you want to be notified and upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.